This week, Emmerdale's Cain Dingle, portrayed by Jeff Hordley, received a heartbreaking cancer diagnosis. But how old is the character? Fans of the ITV soap will recall that Cain was shot in last month's Corriedale crossover. During his subsequent hospital stay, doctors discovered an abnormality in one of his tests, prompting further investigation through a biopsy. On Wednesday, February 4th, Cain returned to the hospital to receive his test results, where the doctor delivered the unfortunate news. Cain has aggressive, yet localized, prostate cancer. The medical professional recommended a radical prostatectomy and outlined the potential side effects. Initially, Cain found it difficult to come to terms with his diagnosis, reacting angrily towards his loved ones. However, he later chose to share his situation with his granddaughter, Sarah Sugden, played by Katie Hill, who herself has faced multiple cancer diagnoses, reports the Daily Star. In the episode aired on Friday, February 6th, now available for streaming on ITVX, Cain confided in his close friend and local GP, Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson. Discussing his treatment options, Liam reassured him, "Once you've had the surgery, people recover from this grade group and type of cancer all the time. The scariest bit is going to be letting us support you." Later, Cain paid a visit to his wife Moira, Natalie J. Robb, who is currently incarcerated after being falsely accused of the murders of Celia Daniels, Jay Griffiths, and Anya Barisha, Olia Al-Shabibi. Upon seeing Moira sporting a black eye, Cain was visibly shaken and chose not to disclose the full extent of his own predicament. Cain confessed to having cancer, but downplayed its severity, describing it as tiny and not requiring treatment. "They're just going to monitor it, that's all. Moira, it's not serious, I promise," he reassured her, with Moira responding, "Oh, thank God, that's a relief. It's one less thing for us to worry about." Sarah later tried to convince her granddad to be honest with Moira, saying, "Come on, you've seen me go through this. Cancer's hardly something you squeeze into your work break." Cain then admitted that his main focus was securing Moira's release from prison. As Cain's cancer storyline unfolds, viewers might be curious about the character's actual age. Born on November 30th, 1974, Cain is currently 51 years old, while actor Jeff Hordley is 55. The revelation of Cain's diagnosis has stirred strong emotions among Emmerdale fans. One viewer shared their feelings on X, formerly Twitter. "I'm a mess, completely broken, tears and snot everywhere. This Cain and cancer story is destroying me." Emmerdale has never shied away from tackling hard-hitting storylines, but this week the ITV soap delivered one of its most emotionally devastating twists yet as Cain Dingle. One of the show's most enduring and complex characters was handed a life-changing cancer diagnosis. For decades, Cain Dingle has been known as the tough, unbreakable bad boy of the Dales. He has survived violence, betrayal, imprisonment, family feuds, and countless near-death experiences. But nothing could prepare him, or viewers, for the moment when doctors quietly uttered the words that would shatter his world: aggressive, localized prostate cancer. As fans struggle to process the heartbreaking twist, many are also asking another surprising question. Just how old is Cain Dingle now? A shocking discovery after the Corriedale crossover. Viewers will recall that Cain's nightmare truly began during last month's explosive Corriedale crossover, which saw characters from Emmerdale and Coronation Street collide in a dramatic chain of events that left lives hanging in the balance. Caught in the chaos, Cain was shot, suffering injuries serious enough to land him in hospital. At the time, fans believed the gunshot wound would be the end of his ordeal. Just another violent chapter in a long and dangerous life. But fate had other plans. While Cain was being treated for his injuries, routine tests raised alarm bells among medical staff. Doctors noticed abnormalities that could not be explained by the shooting alone. What followed was a tense wait, filled with unspoken dread, as Cain underwent further tests, including a biopsy that would reveal the truth he never saw coming. The diagnosis that changed everything. On Wednesday, February 4th, Cain returned to the hospital to receive his results, bracing himself for bad news, but utterly unprepared for what was to come. In a quiet consultation room, the doctor delivered the devastating verdict. Cain has aggressive but localized prostate cancer. Although the cancer had not spread, its severity meant urgent action was required. The recommended course of treatment was a radical prostatectomy, a major operation that carries life-altering risks, including incontinence and erectile dysfunction, side effects that struck deeply at Cain's sense of masculinity and control. For a man who has always relied on physical strength, dominance, and emotional walls, The diagnosis was more terrifying than any enemy he had ever faced. Cain's anger and emotional collapse. True to form, Cain did not respond with quiet acceptance. Instead, he lashed out. Unable to process the fear bubbling beneath the surface, Cain reacted with anger towards those closest to him. His frustration boiled over in sharp words, slammed doors, and reckless behavior. A familiar defense mechanism for someone who has spent a lifetime refusing to appear vulnerable. Viewers watched as Cain spiraled, pushing away concern and pretending that nothing had changed, even as his world quietly crumbled. But eventually, the weight became too heavy to carry alone. Opening up to Sarah Sugden. In one of the most poignant scenes of the week, Cain finally broke down and confided in his granddaughter Sarah Sugden, played by Katie Hill. Sarah, who has endured multiple cancer diagnoses throughout her young life, understood his fear in a way no one else could. Their conversation was raw, tender, and deeply moving. A rare moment where Cain allowed himself to be seen not as a fighter, but as a frightened man. It was a powerful reminder that cancer does not discriminate, and that even the strongest characters can be reduced to fear when faced with mortality. A heart-to-heart with Liam Kavanagh. In Friday's episode, now available on ITVX, Cain sought guidance from his close friend and local GP Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson. Liam spoke honestly but reassuringly about Cain's chances, reminding him that many people recover fully from this type of cancer following surgery. Once you've had the surgery, people recover from this grade group and type of cancer all the time, Liam explained. The scariest bit is going to be letting us support you. The words lingered long after the conversation ended. For Cain, accepting help may prove harder than facing the knife. A devastating prison visit with Moira. Perhaps the most heartbreaking moment came when Cain visited his wife Moira Dingle in prison. Moira, already broken after being falsely accused of the murders of Celia Daniels and Anya Barisha, appeared with a black eye, evidence of how far she had fallen and how dangerous her situation had become. Seeing her battered and defeated, Cain made a decision that would haunt him. He told her about the cancer, but lied about its severity. Desperate to protect her fragile state of mind, Cain described the cancer as tiny and insisted it required no treatment. They're just going to monitor it, he told her softly. It's not serious, I promise. Moira's relief was immediate. Oh, thank God, she said. That's one less thing for us to worry about. For Cain, the lie was an act of love, but also a heavy burden that may yet come back to tear them apart. Sarah urges Cain to tell the truth. After the prison visit, Sarah challenged her granddad's decision, urging him to be honest with Moira. Come on, she told him. You've seen me go through this. Cancer's hardly something you squeeze into your work break. But Cain remained focused on one goal, getting Moira out of prison. In his mind, there was no room for his own fear while she remained behind bars. How old is Cain Dingle? As the storyline unfolds, many viewers have been surprised to learn Cain's actual age. Cain Dingle was born on November 30th, 1974, making him 51 years old. Meanwhile, actor Jeff Hordley, who has portrayed Cain since 2000, is 55, meaning there is a 4-year age gap between the actor and the character. The revelation has stunned fans, many of whom believed Cain to be older due to his long and turbulent history in the Dales. Fans react, completely broken. The response from viewers has been overwhelming. One fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "I'm a mess, completely broken. Tears and snot everywhere. This Cain and cancer story is destroying me." Another admitted, "Been a long time since Emmerdale made me cry, but this Cain storyline is getting to me." Others praised the soap for tackling men's health issues so openly. People moan about doom and gloom in soaps, but if Cain's diagnosis saves even one man's life, then it's worth it.